Welcome back to another edition of Behind the News. I'm Robin Brady, and joining me again this week we've got our intrepid reporter Trevor Thompson. How you doing, Trev?
Good. How are you?
Good. Now you have had a busy week. Pretty much any of the big things that have gone on, you've been covering.
It's been a pretty good week, that's for sure. Yeah.
Because you started the week. You are our weekend anchor for the news, and you came into work and stumbled across a fire.
I did. That's true. I live out towards Blenheim too, and I thought something was up because on my way in there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and I see the smoke off on the horizon, and I keep getting closer and closer, and lo and behold, just a couple doors down at the Chatham Surplus, just a huge fire. One of the biggest fires I've seen in quite some time.
Really?
Yeah. Normally when we cover fires, we get there as it's going out. They're just cleaning up, or there's some smoke and a kitchen fire, and nothing really comes of it. So it was really quite exciting at 4:30 in the morning to be out there at a fully engulfed building.
And the building has been destroyed by the fire.
Completely.
And as far as the investigators are concerned, what's going on now?
They're still looking. It seems suspicious, at least that's the rumor floating around, and it does seem odd, so the police are looking into it. The fire department has said that they'll never know the cause. There was just too much destruction, too much damage. They'll never figure it out, so I guess from their aspect it's kind of put to bed, but there can still be criminal investigations.
Right, and you actually were contacted by the police about it.
I was contacted by police. It's the first time it's ever happened, but I guess at 4:30 in the morning, seeing some guy wandering around with a video camera seemed a little suspicious. I didn't give them any trouble. They asked for ID, obviously, and I was more than happy to give it up. And they called me last night to ask me a couple of questions, more along the lines of, did you see anything? Was there anybody else around? And I didn't see anything, so I had nothing to add to the investigation, unfortunately.
It's still a pretty exciting story to be there as it's happening.
It was, and it was a pretty busy morning because I'm not used to being out at 4:30, 5 o'clock trying to cover a story. Normally I'm writing stories back here at the office.
Yeah, and the other story that you've covered this week, well, one of the many that you've been working on, the OMB hearing for Paxton's Bush.
For Paxton's Bush, yes.
And that took a lot of your time on Tuesday.
A lot of my time on Tuesday, yeah. The meeting was supposed to start at 10:30 at the Civic Hall, and it didn't. I guess they were working out some final details. We all kind of expected an agreement, so by a quarter after 12, they come out of their closed-door meeting, and lo and behold, they've ironed out an agreement. The municipality isn't purchasing the bush, although I think you could call it that.
Yeah, there will be money changed hands.
There will be money changed hands. The O'Neill, the Brombo, will be donating the land. In return, they'll get $300,000 for fees and work already done, and then there's going to be a tax receipt issued for fair market value on the land, which has to be done by an appraiser at a later date. And in return, well, that's what they get. And then around the land, the vacant farmland, the survey will be going ahead, 560 homes, some commercial, some institutional as well.
Right, but the bush itself is staying intact.
The bush itself in its entirety will be saved. They'll be putting a fence in around it as well, so I imagine some homeowners right there won't be happy. But they're calling it the O'Neill Nature Preserve, so I think they're really looking at more of a stewardship program and really looking at keeping it more of a nature preserve.
Great. So for the residents who have been fighting to keep it alive, a good news story for them.
It's a fantastic news story for them, and I was speaking to Dave Welton, who's kind of the point guy on this. It's been a 40-year struggle, apparently, through various, this group, that group. So 40 years, finally finished yesterday, so kind of a historic moment.
Definitely. And a busy week for you and for Chatham-Kent in general.
Absolutely. And a good week, too.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Trev.
Thank you, Rob.
And that's Behind the News.